Yes, 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 Kenyans. The Orengo statement, or rather the Orengo speech, that is what is making headlines everywhere. Social media is lit by this speech, or rather statement, by James Orengo. And before I even talk about that statement, let me remind Kenyans, because Kenyans have got a very short memory. Sometimes back, our beloved president, Uhuru Kenyatta, made it very clear that some people were not happy with his handshake with his elder brother Raila. And those people Uhuru was referring to were in his government. And the same people, it's just common sense that up to now they are not happy with the handshake between Uhuru and Raila. Uhuru Kenyatta made it very clear. And Uhuru Kenyatta also reminded those people that the handshake between himself and Raila Amolo Odinga is deeper than they think. He made it very clear. Some weeks ago, Raila was in Kayole. He was hosted by one Babu Owino, the MP for Embakasi East. And Raila also made it very clear that they took a vow with Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. It was not just some kind of an MOU. They took a vow. And Raila knows very well, and Uhuru knows very well, that they have no choice but to stick together. Should this thing dissolve or rather break, Raila knows and Uhuru knows they are going to suffer seriously. They have no choice but to stick together. Now let me go back to this statement of James Orengo for you and for Kenyans to understand what is happening. You know, people like us, we understand these things. We follow politics on a daily basis. We have been there before. We've followed these things even before. So let's go to this statement. Orengo was yesterday in Rarieda constituency. He was hosted by one Otiende Amolo. So he gave a very long speech. But interestingly, what caught the attention of very many people, or rather people who don't know how politics is played in this country, was a small, or rather a clip of a statement after a very long statement where Orengo said that there is a cabal in government, that when Raila and Uhuru are busy trying to unite the country, they are drawing their lineup for 2022. That's the statement, or rather that's the speech that everybody is talking about today. If you look at the Tanga supporters, these Tanga bloggers, go to Dennis Itumbi's Facebook, Twitter. He has turned into an ODM blogger. He's now posting ODM events. Go to Dindi Nyoro. Dindi Nyoro is even now appearing to be more sympathetic and more of ODM than even people like us. Go to all these Tanga bloggers. They are now, some are celebrating and some are even now appearing to be more ODM than even their UDA or rather Jubilee party. So let me tell them this way. Or rather, let me tell this Tanga, these people of Wilbaro, let me tell them this way. The bond between Raila Amolo Odinga and our beloved president is written on stone. That bond is cast on stone. These two great sons of this country are going to stick together till and after 2022. Take that to your bank, go sleep, go fat, and forget about the handshake breaking. Take that to your bank. These two great sons are going to stick together. They have no choice but thus to stick together. Let me now talk about Orengo, and let me talk specifically to James Orengo. James Agrey Bob Orengo, you have never been a Baba supporter. We know right when you started your politics, way in the 1980s, until when multi-party democracy came in 1992, you have never been a Baba supporter. And we know for a fact you have never forgiven Baba for the humiliating defeat you suffered in Ugenya in 2002. You can cheat some people sometimes, but you cannot cheat them always. For those who don't know, James Orengo contested for the presidency in 2002. By that time, James Orengo was the Ugenya Member of Parliament. In that election, James Orengo not only lost the presidency, but he lost miserably in Ugenya constituency. He was beaten like a Burukenge in Ugenya constituency by just a mere bishop in the name of Stephen Ondiek. Orengo has never forgiven Baba for that humiliating defeat he suffered in Ugenya. We know James Orengo is just with Raila because he has no choice. And in his heart, he is praying day in, day out for the handshake to disintegrate. That's Orengo's prayer. Orengo is not a supporter of Baba. Orengo is Baba's competitor. And he wants, should something happen that is going to separate the handshake, Orengo in his heart will celebrate. On that day, Orengo will buy mbuta and he will eat that mbuta, very big samaki. He will buy that mbuta, very big samaki, wherever he'll get it, and he will celebrate. Orengo, you are not a Raila supporter. You are a Raila competitor, and you should stop fooling people. We know James Orengo, we know you very well. We know you very well, and we know you are a senior counsel. If there are some cabals you are referring to in the government, if there are some cabals that are frustrating Baba, as a senior counsel, we know you have read so many books, you have read widely. And one book I know you might have read is this one we call the 33 Strategies of War, the art of seduction. In the art of seduction, if you know there is a cabal in government that are planning or rather frustrating Baba's 2022 bid, use seduction, use nice words, seduce these people into seeing some sense. These people, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, our president, has already referred to them as those who never wanted handshake. Use your experience as a senior counsel, seduce these people through humility. Make them see sense. Don't go the route we are seeing Tanga politicians going. Tanga politicians have no experience in politics. Orengo, use your experience to seduce these cabals. If they are the Karaja Kibichus, use your experience to seduce them. Let them see sense. And in case there exists such a cabal Orengo is trying to refer to, let me tell you this way. If by chance the Kibichus and their clique are the ones Orengo is referring to, then let me tell Mr. Kibichu and his clique this. This man called Baba is a tsunami. This is a tsunami, Mr. Karanja Kibichu, if you are the one Orengo is referring to. And if it's true, what Orengo is saying, Raila is a tsunami, my friend. Raila is a tsunami. If by chance you are fighting Raila Amolo Odinga in the handshake, Mr. Kibichu, you are way out of the government. Your days in government are just but numbered. Let me remind you, Mr. Kibichu, of this man called Irungu Kangata. Irungu Kangata, immediately, he was given the post of the government chief whip. I still remember when that revenue allocation bill was being debated in the Senate. He talked so many bad things about ODM that if you can't support this thing, then you should forget about BBI. Irungu Kangata today is out of the government. Mr. Kibichu, if you are fighting Baba, then you are on your way out of that government. I can tell you for a fact. Uhuru Kenyatta will not condone you. Uhuru Kenyatta knows what it took for them to have a handshake with Raila Amolo Odinga. It took sweat and blood. It took a vow. And Uhuru and Raila knows they have no choice but to stick together. Should the handshake break, the person going to suffer most are these two great sons of this country. Uhuru is going to suffer seriously. Baba is going to suffer seriously. They have no choice but to work together. And they are going to work together till and past 2022. Karanja and Yokabal and the Orengo'S get that and get it very clearly. This handshake, very many people don't understand it. And that's why Uhuru says it's deeper than what we think. It's deeper. It involves blood, a vow of blood. It's deeper, folks. It's deeper. Ladies and gentlemen, this vow is deeper than what we think we know. It's deeper than that. It involves sweat and blood. Tanga Tanga, take that to the bank. Tanga Tanga lunatics, or rather Tanga Tanga desperados, some are even insinuating that, oh, Raila is going to form a coalition with Ruto. Ruto is a spent force. Ruto is going nowhere. And Raila can't be stupid to join forces with somebody who is going nowhere. In fact, let me put it straight this way. William Ruto, even your Kalenjin backyard is now threatened. Gideon Moi is running away with a very huge chunk of the Kalenjin. Very soon, Ruto will just be left with a small clique of his ethnic Kalenjin bloc. So, William Ruto is a spent force. William Ruto is going nowhere. And let me also talk to my brothers, or rather, Kalonzo and the Mudavadis. Mr. Kalonzo and Mudavadi, go slow, go slow. You don't understand what handshake is all about. Go slow. Don't cry more than the bereaved. Go slow. Go slow. We love you, Kalonzo. We love you, Mudavadi. But go slow a bit. Don't talk much. Don't behave like Ruto. Go slow with your words. Don't talk much. Don't talk much. We need you. We need Mudavadi. We need Raila. We need everybody. Don't talk much. Ladies and gentlemen, so this statement of Orengo has generated, in fact, it has been blown out of proportion. If you listen to the entire speech, in fact, I posted that video in this channel some hours earlier. You can go back and watch on that clip or that video. In fact, it has been blown out of proportion. In fact, in the speech, Orengo is even putting it very clear that Uhuru and Raila are intact. The relation is intact. The relation between Uhuru and Raila is intact. But our local media, the magazines, they are blowing it out of proportion. And this is why I agree with Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta that this handshake, some people don't understand it. Some people don't understand what this handshake is all about. And David Murathe has always made it very clear, folks. David Murathe has made it very clear. And what David Murathe has been saying has always come to pass. David Murathe has put it very clear that it's a Mandela moment. It's a Mandela moment. And I know Uhuru in his mind cannot betray Raila and he betrays Ruto at the same time. Uhuru is not that naive when it comes to politics. Uhuru knows of the political realities in this country. He knows it so well. And look at Uhuru's health today. Uhuru looks a happy man today. Uhuru has no stress. Somebody bringing these memories and this stress to Uhuru, Uhuru is going to kick you out of the government before even you know it. Uhuru doesn't want stress. Uhuru is happy with Raila Amolo Odinga. Ladies and gentlemen, let me leave it there for today. I thank you so much. God bless you. God bless Kenya. But most importantly, if you've bumped on this video for the very first time, make sure you tap on the subscription button and make sure you give this video a like. In this channel, we basically discuss and analyze politics on a daily basis. Thank you. God bless you.